Electric vehicles have become increasingly popular in recent years, thanks to their potential to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and lower operating costs. However, there are also several reasons why someone might choose not to buy an EV. In this video, we'll explore 14 reasons why you may want to think twice before purchasing an EV. From limited range and charging time to high upfront costs and battery replacement concerns, we'll examine the drawbacks of EVs and provide a comprehensive analysis of their limitations. While there are many benefits to EVs, it's essential to consider both the pros and cons before making a purchase decision. So, let's dive into the reasons why you may not want to buy an electric vehicle. Limited range. One of the biggest drawbacks of EVs is their limited range. EVs typically have a range of around 100 to 200 miles on a single charge, depending on the model and driving conditions. This may not be sufficient for long drives or road trips, and drivers may need to plan their route carefully to ensure they have access to charging stations along the way. Additionally, the range can be affected by factors such as weather, driving habits, and the use of accessories like air conditioning. Charging time. Charging an EV can take significantly longer than filling up a gasoline-powered vehicle. While a gas tank can be filled up in a matter of minutes, charging an EV can take anywhere from a few hours to several hours depending on the charging station and the battery's size. This can be inconvenient for drivers who need to charge their vehicles frequently, and it may not be practical for those who need to drive long distances. Expensive. EVs can be more expensive upfront than traditional gasoline-powered vehicles. This is due to several factors, including the cost of the battery and the limited options available in the market. Additionally, while EVs may have lower operating costs than gasoline-powered vehicles, the higher upfront cost can be a significant barrier for some buyers. Battery replacement. EV batteries are expensive to replace, and their lifespan is limited. While the lifespan of an EV battery can vary depending on the model and usage, it typically lasts between 8 to 10 years. The cost of a battery replacement can often be more than the value of the vehicle itself, which can make it difficult for drivers to justify the cost of owning an EV in the long run. Limited charging stations. While the number of charging stations is growing, there are currently fewer charging stations than traditional gas stations. This can be problematic for drivers who need to charge their vehicles during long trips or who live in areas with limited charging infrastructure. Lack of infrastructure. The widespread adoption of EVs requires significant investment in infrastructure, including charging stations and grid upgrades. Without this infrastructure, it will be challenging to accommodate the charging needs of all EV drivers. While many governments and organizations are investing in EV infrastructure, it may take some time before it becomes widespread and accessible to all drivers. Cold weather. Cold weather can negatively impact the battery life of EVs, reducing their range and performance. This can be a significant concern for drivers living in colder climates, where extreme temperatures can affect the battery's efficiency and lifespan. Additionally, the use of heating in the car can further reduce the range of the vehicle. Heavy battery. EVs require a large and heavy battery, which can negatively affect the vehicle's performance and handling. The added weight can also decrease the vehicle's efficiency, requiring more energy to power the car and reducing its range. Carbon footprint. While EVs produce zero emissions while driving, the production process and battery materials have a carbon footprint. Additionally, if the electricity used to charge the EV is generated by fossil fuels, it can negate the vehicle's emissions benefits. It's important to consider the overall environmental impact of EVs, including their manufacturing and disposal processes. Limited models. There are currently fewer options for EVs compared to traditional gasoline-powered vehicles. This limited selection may make it challenging for drivers to find a vehicle that meets their needs, especially if they require a specific type of vehicle or feature. Unreliable. As with any new technology, the reliability of EVs has not yet been proven. While EVs have been on the market for several years, there may be unforeseen issues that arise as the technology continues to develop. Resale value. EVs can have lower resale values than traditional gasoline-powered vehicles. This may be due to concerns about the battery's lifespan and the cost of replacement, as well as the limited infrastructure and range of EVs. Safety concerns. EVs may have unique safety concerns, particularly related to their high-voltage systems. In the event of an accident or collision, there is a risk of electrocution or fire, which can be more challenging to manage than a traditional gasoline-powered vehicle. There are estimated to be 2,825 electric cars catching fire each year based on the data collected from IEA and KBB. Maintenance and repairs. EVs may require specialized maintenance and repairs that can be more expensive than traditional vehicles. This is due to the complex and sophisticated nature of the technology, as well as the limited number of trained technicians and specialized equipment available. While there are several reasons not to buy an EV, it's important to note that the technology is still in its early stages, and there are many benefits to electric vehicles. EVs can help reduce greenhouse gas emissions, lower operating costs, and provide a smoother, quieter driving experience. Additionally, as EV infrastructure continues to expand, the range and charging time of EVs will improve, making them a more practical option for many drivers. Ultimately, the decision to purchase an EV depends on individual needs, preferences, and circumstances. It's important to carefully consider the pros and cons of EVs and weigh them against your specific situation before making a decision.